If you're an artist with a high level of anxiety, you might want to skip this one because this one might sting a bit. When you sell a painting through a gallery, it often goes at a pretty high price. That might feel amazing at first, but there is a catch. The moment someone buys your work at a price, you're no longer just selling a painting, you're protecting an investment. Think about it. Imagine you going to buy a carton of milk for €5. The very next day, someone else walks into the same store and pays €250 for the exact same carton. How would you feel? Cheated? Betrayed? Like you had made a bad decision to buy the carton of milk 2 days ago. That is exactly how buyers and collectors feel if you lower the price after they made the investment in your art. And this is the artist price trap. In this video, I will show you how it works with real numbers, why it matters, and maybe how you can avoid it and look at things from a more market perspective when you're working with galleries. My name is HP. Welcome to my YouTube channel. All right, selling through a gallery. Let's start with the gallery, I think. You sell a painting for €2,000. Since the gallery must add 20% VAT tax on the price, it's about €1,786. Commission, normally 50%. That leaves you just slightly under €893 before your costs. And now let's subtract those costs. They might be materials. It's about 5% of the sale. Say €100 in total for canvas and paint and brushes and mediums. And then you have the fixed cost. It's maybe you're renting a studio or some place where you paint, and that runs electricity, and you have Wi-Fi and computers, and you might have unexpected damage to something. And say that's 5% of the total cost. So that brings the total to €200. The tax, which is about 30% income tax, you're left with around €485 net from a painting that was sold for €2,000. You keep about less than €500. Add the hidden time cost with hanging in a gallery. You might need to go somewhere to put these up. You prepare them, maybe frame them, transport them, hang them, and sometimes attend the opening or concurrent events. Every hour you're spending at that gallery showing your art and setting your art up in the gallery is time away from creating. And that's a hidden time cost that makes real hourly rates even lower. Now let's compare this to direct sales at the same price. So you sell a painting through maybe your website or Instagram, but this time there is no VAT and there is no commission. And I go by Swedish law where you can sell €40,000 a year without adding VAT, cost for materials and fixed costs. And then out of those €2,000, you're left with 1,800 before tax. And then that 30% income tax. Your net is about €1,260. That is almost triple what you earned through the gallery sale with the exact same price to maybe the exact same customer. Now let's take it even further and break down the hourly cost or the hourly earnings. Say the painting took you 30 hours to complete. Through the gallery, you're earning about €16 per effective sold painting hour. And selling directly, you're earning around €42 per hourly paint. That is the difference between scraping by and being paid like a professional. What would the gallery need to charge for you to earn that hourly wage? The answer is you would have to sell your painting for almost €4,500. Yes, the gallery would have to sell your painting for almost twice the price as the direct price for you to get the same income. So this is the trap that tightens everything up. Once a collector or a customer pays 4,500 euro for your work, that becomes the market value of your art. Their piece now carries that number as a part of their investment. And if you were to sell a similar painting directly for 2,000 euros, you just cut their investment in half overnight. This destroys trust and collectors notice. This is why consistency is so important, even in quality of work as in price of your work. When you raise your prices through galleries, you will lock in. You can't go back without devaluing every collector who ever believed in you. An artist's market grows by protecting the people who supported and invested in your art from an early start. So, galleries as marketing in 2026. Before we finish, I want to make something clear. Galleries are not the enemy. They have played and are still playing a huge role in building artists' careers, create visibility. They connect you with collectors you could never reach on your own, and they can add prestige to your name that you might have had a hard time doing yourself. But here's the reality. If you expect galleries to be your main income, you may be disappointed. Constantly tightening markets and a lot of art being created, there's a lot of congestion in the art market at the moment. I showed my work in galleries. I've always accepted that I need to keep the same prices as I do when I sell to the clients or the collectors directly. But I was fully aware the gallery wasn't about making money in the short term, it was about marketing, getting my art in front of new eyes and building trust around my name as an artist. So I think here's the lesson. Don't fall into the artist price trap because economy comes and goes, and you might not want to stand with works being valued at 40 or 4,000 or 7,000 euros and not being able to sell an artwork for 2,000 euros, even if that would make a really good income for you. Selling too cheaply when you sell directly doesn't make you more money, but it can destroy your market value and the collectors that trust in you. Stand by your prices, protect your collectors and your clients, and protect yourself. If this gave you some new insights, please like and subscribe so I can share more stuff like this around the art market and maybe it helps somebody. I do these videos a lot just to remind myself of my own traps, of my own faults, of my own disbeliefs and my own struggles. So if they help someone, it makes me really happy. Thank you very much.